I'm not joining your Suicide Squad.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up. And Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
You're flashing in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
It's okay, I'm not okay.
Each member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head, on my head.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
The first couple of trailers of this movie were kind of split, right? I mean, for many, according to what I was seeing on the internet, on Twitter, the Red Band trailer didn't really do it for them. They didn't find the jokes too funny, at least out of context. But then the Green Band trailer premiered, I think, during the Mortal Kombat movie. It might have been Godzilla vs. Kong or Mortal Kombat, around there. I remember watching it in theaters the first time, the Green Band trailer, and I was like, wow, this one is actually better. And James Gunn online said, if he's going to present 2 versions of a trailer, a Red Band and a Green Band trailer, he wants them to be different. And I thought that's pretty cool of him. That's a cool way to do things. But this one right here, the latest one, got me even more hooked and ready for the movie. Now, there are some things that we're going to talk about regarding the Suicide Squad that kind of a head scratcher. I'll let James Gunn explain it, but for now, my initial thoughts are impressive. I can't wait to see these characters, and I can't wait to see them get killed off, because there are several hints in the movie that we're going to go from this big ensemble that is the Suicide Squad down to like maybe 3, 4, or 5 characters. And it's going to be crazy. I'm talking R-rated James Gunn crazy. But let's check out this video breakdown from Mr. James Gunn. Here we go.
So yes, Bloodsport is in prison for putting Superman into the ICU with the kryptonite bullet. Yes, the Suicide Squad is a part of the DCEU, but I don't know which Superman it was, because I don't cast the next Superman. So it could be Henry, it could be somebody else. It's whoever people decide on other than me.
I'm seeing a lot of upset fans about this thing that James Gunn doesn't know which Superman Idris Elba's character Bloodsport shot. It could be Henry Cavill's, or it could be a completely different Superman. That's not on James Gunn. Okay, first off, Warner Brothers, for as critical as I am about them, I give them credit for not wasting time and taking advantage of Marvel firing James Gunn and him being essentially a free agent, right? I mean, any studio would make that signing. James Gunn's available. He's no longer doing Guardians 3. Boom, sign him. They wasted no time. Give credit where credit is due. James Gunn only has so much time available before he's back at Marvel, right? He has Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2 separate projects that he's going to be busy having. He's going to have his hands full for the next 2 years. And so he only has so much time with DC to make his movie. And he did. It's not his fault that WB doesn't know which Superman it is, okay? Like, I mean, sure, James Gunn could easily say, excuse me, hey, Henry Cavill, it's that Superman. But I'm sure he's probably getting notes from the studio. No, don't reveal, because I don't know. Maybe we don't even know yet. I mean, it's just, I have no problem with a character like Bloodsport, especially played by Idris Elba, shooting Superman with a kryptonite bullet. That's not the issue. The issue is Warner Brothers doesn't even know which Superman it is, because they want to go away from the Snyderverse. We talked about this, but Henry Cavill was a big part of that Snyderverse, and to include him is to let mainstream audiences know oh, this better version of Justice League is canon. But WB is like, oh no, 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 that's not canon. Our 2017 version is canon. So it's just like I get the frustration, I get the complaints, but it's not James Gunn's fault. He's just trying to make a good movie. Okay, I'm always on the side of the filmmakers, especially when it comes down to studio meddling and whatnot. Um, I think it's awesome that DC got, or Warner Brothers, they got James Gunn, and we're getting a movie, and it's likely going to be a box office hit and a critical success, and I'll take it. And yeah, we'll get to what he's going to do with Harley Quinn because I'm excited about that. Let's continue the video. First, we got some comments here. Let's see. Why does it matter which version of Supes was shot? It just sets up Deadshot's credentials. I think you mean Bloodsport's credentials, which I don't fault you. They're essentially the same character, right? In David Ayer's Suicide Squad, it was Will Smith and his daughter. And James Gunn's Suicide Squad, it's Idris Elba and his daughter. So I get the confusion, but I think because look, we love Henry Cavill as Superman. We want him to continue in this DCEU, but it's like, it would have been one thing if James Gunn didn't say anything, but he says he doesn't know which Superman it is, and it just, for us, it's like we are so attached to Henry Cavill Superman, and we want him to continue, but it's comments like these that further hint that they're trying to find a way to get him out of the DCEU, which is messed up, and it's premature of them to do so. Henry Cavill still has a lot of great years to do action movies, and that includes playing Superman. Yeah, again, it's a small thing. It's just part of the reason. Okay, nobody's saying. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to just everyone out there. Nobody's saying Superman died. Okay, it's just a thing. But yeah, you get what I mean. Let's continue the video.
I knew early on that I wanted to have Starro be one of the primary antagonists of this movie. He's a character who I love from DC Comics. He is a giant walking pink and cerulean blue starfish. He's both utterly ridiculous and terrifying to me, and has been terrifying since I was a very young person. But I also think he goes along with what's happening in the rest of this movie. This isn't such a movie about good guys and bad guys. It's a movie about shades of gray. We have our much better characters, such as Beckett, who has a little bit more heart than some of the others. And then we have some of our much worse characters, like General Suarez, played by Joaquin Casio. And then we have Starro, who, although is a bad guy, quote unquote, I do feel sorry for him. I have a lot of pity for Starro as he's being held in Jotunheim.
All right, pause right there. If you notice during the Suicide Squad trailer, if you play it back on slow motion, there's quite a bit of things that you will notice. I'll bring up these images right here. Remember when I said that, most of these Suicide Squad members are going to die? Yeah, look at that top left image right there. It's almost a guarantee that those three and Harley Quinn and maybe one or two others are going to make it to the end of the movie. I don't know who survives. I mean, Harley Quinn will obviously survive. But look at the bottom left right there. That's an image I want you to focus on. And there's a reason why I put it on the same row as Starro right there. So the guy in the, I'm talking about the lower left image. The guy in the center looks like he's funding some sort of research to, I don't know, like, control Starro. And look at the guy to his right or left. That's the thinker. Now, why would he be there? Well, because maybe his powers play into them experimenting and controlling Starro. And I think he becomes a big factor later on in the movie with the squad trying to take down the kaiju monster and all of his little, let's just call him mini-me's. And then, of course, to his left, our right, is the general, who is, just a piece of shit, radical military guy. And so that was a good shot. And I thought it was important to put right there because it hints at, James Gunn said that, Starro might be a bad guy, but there's a sense that we're going to feel sorry for him because he is basically or he or she, Starro, is an experimentation. And, it's just, being messed with, like call it what you will, animal cruelty, whatever. So I thought this was worth bringing up and discussing right there. It's going to be crazy. We're literally going to see Starro mini-me's latch on to people's faces like Alien and Aliens, the Alien franchise. And the fact that it's R-rated could get a little graphic, a little bit. But maybe that explains why some of the Suicide Squad members will have to fight each other. Because, who knows? Who knows who gets a Starro to the face? That's going to be crazy. Kind of frightening, too, when you think about it. The aliens selfish. Yeah. Starfish selfish. Yeah. So let's continue.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
Of course, one of the many things that people asked me the most about the Suicide Squad before, as soon as I was hired, was what is Margot going to wear? What is Harley Quinn going to look like? Are you bringing her red and black look into the movies? And so my answer was to that, yes. But the truth is I had a huge map of all the different looks of Harley Quinn throughout the years, various media. And one of them I liked the best was the Arkham Games look of Harley Quinn. And I probably like that.
That's a great outfit.
So her first look in the movie is based on that. And I knew I wanted to have something written on the back of her jacket, motorcycle gang style. And so that's where I came up with Live Fast, Die Clown.
I really like her outfit in this
There were
movie.
some other options. We also made a jacket that said Clown AF, and we had another jacket that said World's Best Grandpa. And it was between those 3 different jackets that we chose that. And then her second look in the movie is this beautiful red gown, which we see in various stages of degradation throughout the film. And I like it both as a full, beautiful gown, and I like it as it starts to get messed up. I think it's kind of creating our own iconic looks that's different from the comics or the cartoon or anything else. Bloodsport is a different character for me.
All right. So I want to bring this up right here because this is more details about the Harley Quinn character and what we can expect in this movie. This is Margot Robbie. I believe it was a day or 2 ago. She talked about the movie. She said, I think in the first Suicide Squad film, she had a certain confidence and cockiness, knowing that she had the protection of the Joker, said Robbie. She was like, I'll go in on this mission and he'll get me out of here in a second. That was kind of her prerogative on that film. Then in Birds of Prey, it was, oh shit, it's a scary cold world. Maybe I can't do it. In this film, time has passed. It doesn't directly link to either of those films, but it's not something that Harley is wrestling with anymore. She's not waiting for Mr. J to show up, and she's not wondering if she can do it on her own. She knows. And it's pretty clear based off of the trailers that we have a more confident Harley Quinn, one who's more independent. And the only thing that I'm kind of shaking my head is that line towards the lower center where it's like it doesn't directly link to either of those films. Which once again tells me Warner Brothers is just trying to figure out this universe. And, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Let's finish this video.
And a lot of characters I've worked with, because the truth is I wrote this role for Idris Elba, not knowing which character from the comics I was going to use to going to use. And times of using different characters, including a made-up character. So what I did instead was I took one of the characters I liked from the comics by the name of Bloodsport. In the comics, his ability is to pull weaponry out of thin air, and the way we interpret that in this film is he has a costume that is covered with all these different gadgets that he uses, all this weaponry that are like these transforming pieces of weaponry. And then he has this sort of creepy looking helmet, skull helmet, which I liked a lot. So I fell in love with the design, even though it looks very different from Bloodsport, the comics, who wears camo pants and a bandana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, I would say
Real quick, something I never get tired of seeing, and I've seen this trailer so many times. It's the interaction between Idris Elba and Amanda Waller, Viola Davis's character, when he's holding a pen to Viola Davis's neck. And it just, once again, like, if there was a moment that sold you on this movie, it's Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, when she's literally yelling, "Stand down." And it's just like, that's that intensity. Say what you will about the first movie. Perfect casting. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. And I hope she plays the character for a couple more movies after that. Because I would love to see more stories about the Suicide Squad, more characters, Gorilla Grodd and etc. Bring them all in. It could be fun. But let's continue.
that Daniela Melchior's character, Ratcatcher 2, is in a lot of ways the heart of the film. She isn't innocent compared to the rest of them. She's taken up the mantle of her father, the original Ratcatcher. She controls rats like her father did, but she's also in prison for robbing a bank. She isn't a murderer. She has never been a murderer, and almost all the rest of the Suicide Squad members are murderers for one reason or another. And I think what she brings out is this relationship between her and Bloodsport, which is very much a father-daughter relationship. Bloodsport has to go on this mission because of Amanda Waller threatening, and he does not have a good relationship with his daughter. And through Daniela, or through Ratcatcher 2, he starts to maybe soften a bit. And I think through the movie we learn, both of them have a very specific and special journey.
That's a nice connection. I can't wait to see more of that.
Off of each other. Yeah, I think that there is this moment between Rick Flag and Harley Quinn, and people will have to see the movie in which the context takes place. But what I can say is that these are two characters that have been through a lot together. And one of the first things Margot and I ever talked about was how she ended up, she likes most of the Suicide Squad members, but she sort of hates Rick Flag because he's the opposite of what she thinks is cool. She likes weirdos. She comes into this situation and she thinks Weasel is great because he's just this oddball character. And she thinks of Rick Flag as this uptight military man.
Did you guys see Starro's big eye on the side right there? Creepy. Ugh. Anyways, I'm sold. First off, I was never not gonna watch this movie in theaters, but yeah, this trailer got me, and hopefully you're excited about it too. Let me know in the comments what you think.